Hey there, introverts and deep thinkers. Welcome to Introverts Unmuted, the podcast where we prove that quiet doesn't mean invisible and deep thoughts deserve a mic. If you've ever felt drained by small talk and mastered the art of sneaking out of the room or wish the world understood the magic of solitude, this is your space. We dive into everything from navigating social energy to embracing creativity, confidence, and the unique power of being an introvert. So get comfy, plug in, and let's turn up the volume on our quiet confidence. I'm Member Hansel, and this is Introverts Unmuted. Today, I have with me Stephanie, the owner of Moxy Creative Solutions. I'm so happy to have you here. How are you?
I'm great. And thank you for allowing me to share your space.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you here. As a fellow introvert, I know it's not easy to get out of your comfort zone and do new things. So tell me, how did you create Moxy Creative Solutions? What brought that on?
Oh, wow. This podcasting is definitely not in my comfort zone. So let's go. Marketing. My background is graphic design, and with the evolution of social media, I jumped on that bandwagon, and I did web design, or I do web design. So a jack of all trades when it comes to marketing.
I love that because I've also, I'm so familiar. I've been in this space for quite a while too. And, social media and creating, websites and all of that, not my super strong spot, but I have done it. And so it's so good when people can focus in on that. And so as an introvert though, how did you end up running like a marketing agency?
My entrepreneur spirit, it took me a while to realize I'm in the wrong place as an employee. Mm-hmm. And somebody pushed me to getting a business license, and I started my business. And being in the community of business owners, I realized I'm in a community of like-minded individuals. And with the power of networking, I realized a lot of us are introverts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's amazing actually how many people are introverts in this space that you may not think are actually introverts.
Yeah, like starting and owning a business is a huge step. And like, I still amazed. I jumped in.
Yeah, it's such a big step to go outside of that comfort zone and continue to push yourself every day of going, I need to market myself in a way that feels good to me as an introvert. And I know there's so many ways right now to market yourself in the online space and in person. And so networking is a big piece of running a business. You have to network in order to, meet new people and feel like you're in a community of people that understand you.
Yeah, and besides that, meeting new people, you learn new things that can help your business and definitely can help your clients. So it's a win-win situation, but it takes effort, and there's not every time it's going to be instant results.
So how do you go about networking as an introvert running an agency?
Well, when I first started, I was networking. Any networking opportunity, I took it. But I have learned which type of events are the best for me. Like big crowds, of course, like I tend to be better at a smaller group. Mm-hmm. And also, like, when you get a bunch of us in a huge room, we're pretty much shouting at each other and we barely can hear each other.
Yeah.
So for anybody, it shouldn't be a good place. through time, you learn what works for you,
Mhm.
but it takes practice.
It does. You really have to find where you want to go and what type of people you want to network with.
And I definitely learned this lesson that I keep repeating. I can't be somebody else's idea of networking. It's about me and what works best for me. So try not to reinvent the wheel of networking over there. Just stick to what I know, what works best for me.
Yeah, and I think that's so important as an introvert, and understanding yourself first and going, this is what I need when I go to network, whether that's in person or online. Do you do more in person or more online networking?
It's pretty much 50-50.
Mhm.
And I had different mindsets for online and compared to in person, but I'm changing my mindset. They're basically the same thing, but I can wear more comfortable clothes online.
Yeah, it really can be the same mindset of going, I get to meet new people, I get to learn things and connect and have really good conversations, because many times introverts, that's what we want. We want good conversations that don't involve just talking about nothing.
Oh my God. Like, I hate another reason I prefer to be quiet because like people just say nothing. They're so fake. Just be quiet.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you, when you go to a networking event, how do you really start to bring out that deeper conversation so that you can have the conversations that you want to have and not have the nothing?
I pretty much wing it. One of my go-to thing is humor. When in doubt, food.
Mhm.
And if they can't accept their authentic selves and try to find an excuse to get the hell out of there, all of a sudden I have to go to the restroom.
Yes, exactly. So how have you found networking affecting your business?
It's has helped my business grow and put me into new opportunities that I may not want to be in, but I know it's the best for my business.
Mhm.
Through networking, I created my own networking group. It's for women entrepreneurs. Men are welcome, but you know it's in the fine print. It's in person once a month. Some groups tend to. My group is free. I want it to be laid back. We come for connections, education, and we exchange ideas about events, other networking groups, and it's a good opportunity to get ourselves outside of our office.
Yeah, and I think that's really what networking should be about. It should be about connecting with others and learning something new and just growing your community. Because I will say it's about who that other person knows so that they can connect you.
And a lot of us are like quiet, they don't want to start the conversation. And like other groups, they may have like strict guidelines, they may require like referrals. There's a huge expectation. Just, I don't want that.
Mhm.
Just come as you are.
Yeah. So for those that are extra quiet in networking situations, what can you tell them to open them up and help them go, I want to go, but I don't know like what to do or things like that. Can I just be my quiet self and sit there and not talk to anyone?
Might as well stay home. It'd be a lot easier.
Yeah.
I just remember being in their spot and sometimes I still am in other networking opportunities. I tell them, like, if there's an event and you need somebody to go with, I'll go with you. And all of a sudden my introvert personality goes away. And sometimes I go up to people and start talking to them. I don't know where that comes from, but it happens. And I bring people in.
Mm-hmm. And I think it helps so much when we can have someone that's familiar to us to help us, like a wing woman, go with us and connect people with us.
Yeah. I had this one opportunity where it was a huge event and I was at a table and there was this one woman by herself at a table next to us. So I brought her in to our group. I started a conversation. I got her business card. I followed up and I actually got a project out of it. So those people in those side tables by themselves, bring them in.
Yeah, and I think that's the power of networking, is bringing new people into our community, because they can lead to new projects for your business and they can lead to new exciting opportunities that you may not have thought of before.
And once again, don't expect fast results. It's building relationships. And you never know when that relationship might bring an opportunity for money. But
yeah, exactly. I think a lot of it too is after the networking event, is in the follow-up, is in connecting with them online.
Okay, like, what about you? In an in-person event, you get a business card. When do you follow up?
Personally, I don't have a lot of in-person events because I'm just not in an area actually that I live that does them. But when I have gone, it's usually the next day.
Okay. One thing I really appreciate with online, the chat, they have all their info. You can just click. You're already following them. So much easier with the connecting.
Yeah. So do you do it at the event then or afterwards?
I try to do it right after. Even though it's like late at night. Hey, I'm following up.
Yeah. And I think because then it's fresh on your mind and you're still in the vibe, instead of potentially the next day, you may be in introvert recovery mode of doing that. So if you're doing it right after, like you said, it could be super helpful in you're still in the energy high of talking to people before you go into your hidey hole.
Okay, I got this good one. Is following somebody on the socials is that considered a follow-up?
Not just a follow. I would consider a conversation, or even just a, hey, it was great to see you at the event, or great to meet you at the event. That to me would be a follow-up, rather than just I follow them, because then I'm like, oh, where's that person from?
Yeah. A follow-up by email or other is the true follow-up, and follow on social is just an added plus.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you prefer emails or socials?
Both. It's just two different worlds and you get a better understanding of them.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it depends on the person and how they spend their time. I know lots of people right now are having, I wouldn't say issues with Instagram, but they are not going more on Instagram. Maybe they're potentially more on LinkedIn, or they're taking a break right now from socials and they're more in their emails.
Oh, I would love to take a break of socials, but it is part of my business.
Yeah, and I think that is, but there are certain people too that like are limited on their socials, but they will answer their messages on socials. So even if it looks like they're not active, like say they haven't posted stories, or maybe it's been a while since they've done a post, it's still a lot of times people will answer their messages over, if you just send a quick follow.
And then there's those people who are like, I don't do either. Call me.
Yeah, I don't do those people.
And another thing, like, I'm really good at networking, but like doing those commercials still stresses me out. Still drains me. And it's like, when will that be over?
Yeah. And I think it's all about managing your energy of like going, can we energize ourselves before we show up, and then also have that recovery time afterwards? Show up on your podcast, like today I'm gonna do this, and then guess what? I'm going to go do things that re-energize me, like baking bread. So there are certain things, understanding yourself as an introvert as to what you need throughout the day to energize you, whether it's, reading and then going on socials and then draining.
It took me a while. I knew there was drains after doing like the networking, and I just like dealt with it. But it's just recently in the last few years, like I come to terms like this is going to be a big drain waster. I need time to recover. And it's been really helpful.
Yeah, I think the recovery time we forget, we just keep pushing through because we're like, well, it's fine. But it's not fine because your physical, emotional, and mental self need to recover from that. And even showing up on socials is draining. And so really, and big networking events are extremely draining because you're in person. There's a lot of stimulation around us. And so we need to come back to being grounded. And I think that comes to, back into our marketing, is that if we are constantly in this state of like feeling, rushed or overstimulated, and we are feeling tired and drained, our marketing isn't going to come across as well because we've just been at a networking event. And then we don't want to follow up with people because we're like, exhausted.
Oh, I'm just having flashbacks of those times. Yeah. I use humor for my networking events because like everybody does the generic, I'm at a networking event or I'm online or in person. Like we've seen it all. There has to be another story to it. And going back to being authentic, lately I was taking pictures of like me with food. Like, here's the shrimp at a networking event. Here's the, I don't know, whatever food. And people really love that.
Yeah, because I think it brings in that relatable factor because everybody loves food, no matter what. Like I was just talking to a client and I was looking at her sales page and I was like, why do you have oysters? Is that a thing? And she's like, yeah, that's part of my branding. And I was like, okay, but I didn't know that at first and it's weird to me. So it's those little things too that start conversations that can either go one way or the other depending on what you want, but it's coming up with something relatable to you at a networking event. When I go to networking events too, I am a big shoe person, so I might just but my shoes are going to be on point.
I know one person who has fantastic shoes, and I will look at her shoes before like I see her face.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and that right there is recognizable. so that someone can be like, oh my gosh, you're the girl with the awesome shoes and I love it. And it starts the conversation. And yes, it's small talk, but it moves deeper after that. Why do you love shoes? Where do you get your shoes? What all happens?
You know what I'm going to be doing after this? Looking at some shoes online.
Yeah, I need new ones. So
we always need new ones.
It's true. So within networking, how is that coming to be, understanding that we don't have to be the loudest person in the room? Because many times when we're at networking events, it feels like everyone is loud. Even if you go to small events, it feels just overwhelming when you're like, there's a big group over there and they're all talking, and then there's this group over here and they're talking. How do you just bring in your authentic introvert self?
I like to be in the back, and there's some fellow people who like to be in the back as well. And that is where my community is at. And just being relatable is so much natural than just faking it and, I don't know, being something that you're not. Oh God, that just was painful to say.
Yeah, pretending to be an extrovert is going to be so much harder on yourself than just being yourself. And being your quiet self, you have a lot of superpowers within that. You know, you're listening, you're observing, you are really paying attention to certain conversations, to body language, and to people that I feel really helps us connect on a different level.
Like, I'm thinking about the evolution of like, networking. You're an introvert. First, we got to get ourselves to networking. And then we got to start doing presentations and speak longer than like a 30-second pitch. And I hope I didn't freak out anybody listening to that. I'm in that part of my like evolution is the public speaking. I thought I can be behind the computer. I didn't know that being a business owner is like networking, handing out business cards. For a person who doesn't network, go to those parties. They're not parties. They're opportunities to connect. And then do presentations, workshops. But be my authentic self as an introvert. And that, like, just talking about it makes me like sick.
Yeah, it is such, and I like how you use the word evolution, because that is exactly what it is. Each is like a small step in growth.
Like, I have this superpower. Like, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to network. I don't want to talk to people, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to run a networking group. Tomorrow I'll be presenting. I don't want to, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a podcast, and I'm going to do speeches. Don't want to, but I'm going to, because it's going to help my business. It's going to help others. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's the focus on the bigger picture, which sometimes we can really struggle with. Is I know I want to grow my business and I want this for my business, and that's why I'm going to do it. And we get hung up sometimes on going, well, I can just do it like quietly over here and it'll be okay. But that's not necessarily sustainable for a very long time. We want sustainable businesses where we can continue to grow and also just push ourselves outside of our comfort zone and learn something new.
Yeah. And business owners, being an introvert, like, I assume that most of us think like we did the big push. We got to start the business. Oh crap. Now I got to do more of it. God.
Yeah. And,
There's a lot of work.
there is, because the marketing, you could start a business, anybody can, but the marketing and connecting, that is where the work is.
And being authentic and being not quiet about it. You don't need to be loud, but unmute yourself.
Exactly. You have to speak, because as introverts, we have so much to say when we want to, when it is the right time, and when we feel like, yeah, I'm going to talk about this and you can't stop me.
Yeah, just reminds me, like, anybody bring up SEO, I can talk forever about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you find an introvert's passion, they will open up and continue to talk nonstop. And that's what you can do at networking events, is find that person's passion. Keep asking questions and digging into what do they really like to talk about. And it probably won't take very long to figure out what it is.
Yeah. I definitely have used that in my own experience.
Yeah. So do you have anything that you would like to add about networking as an introvert?
Keep going. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about others. One bad experience shouldn't deter you. And your story is yours, and own it, and not be quiet about it.
Yeah.
And
I think that,
there's community. You're not alone. And that's one thing I really love to promote, that you're not alone.
yeah. And I think it's just to keep going and know that you're not alone. I know introversion can feel so lonely and that we are the only people, but I can tell you, you're not the only person that is like, I don't want to go to this event, but I kind of want to. Just go to the event, because I can guarantee you there's going to be another introvert there that feels the exact same way, and you guys can connect over the fact that you pushed yourself to go to that event.
Amen to that.
So where can we connect with you, online or offline?
My website is NEED, Moxy.com. I'm on the socials. I love Threads and Instagram, and I'll admit it, LinkedIn.
Awesome. I will have all the links listed in the show notes, so make sure you go follow Stephanie. And do you have anything, you were talking about your community of like your networking community. So if someone is interested in that, is that on your website as well?
No, it isn't, but it's promoted on my socials.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, if you guys go follow her, start a conversation with her as to where you found her, then that will consider a follow-up after listening to this podcast episode. So thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming on and talk about the evolution of networking as an introvert.
Thank you.